Young Yakuza member Yoshifumi Nita is living leisurely in his life of crime with ambitions of moving up in the ranks when all of a sudden a little girl is warped into his house from a dystopian future with an unknown mission. That is the plot, but you don't really have to concern yourself with that too much, especially the dystopian future part. That is because Hinamatsuri has a very lackadaisical relationship with its plot. It's just a thing that all of the characters don't really care about too much until later down in the story. The real plot is about the everyday life of Nita and Hina, the Esper psychic girl from the future, and their ever-expanding family of deranged, unfortunate victims of life. I've only read the manga. I don't know if the anime follows the story or goes off into a different direction, like some animes tend to do. But I can say I would put the comedy of this manga at the same level as Gintama. Not the same style, but the same quality. And sometimes the same style. The three most interesting characters are Hitomi, Anzu, and Hina. Hina is a hilarious character, even more so further down the line when there's a little time skip, and she really comes into her own. Anzu's also pretty funny, but what gives her the second spot is that most of the emotion that comes from the manga comes from her storyline. Her story got me choked up. At the end of everything, I was 100% in Anzu's corner. I was more emotionally invested in her than any of the other characters. Hitomi, however, is a little different. Her character doesn't really start out that funny or interesting, but she gets thrown into these impossibly hilarious situations constantly until it brings out a side of her that I did not expect. And at that point, in her final form, she owns the whole story, probably even legally. Just like her, this story only gets better as it goes on. It really is a freak of science in a good way.